Welcome back to Iron Suits. I am your host, Marwan Killu. So it's December at the time of recording. This is 10th of December. I'm not quite sure when it's going to go out, but probably probably sometime this week. Right. So you probably got, I don't know, 3 parties on the calendar, family gathering here, another family gathering there. It's sort of like semi-trading, and at least one night out with the boys, right? And that's going to get messy. Am I right? And like December is one of these months where everyone is trying to close out the year strong while simultaneously planning how they're going to let loose. It's like we're all sprinting forward toward the finish line, right? And that's actually just a buffet table and an open bar. And look, I get it, right? This is supposed to be a fun month. The month where you can finally relax a little bit after grinding all year. You earned it, right? The bonuses are coming in, targets have been hit or haven't, and you need to drink either way to sort of unwind. The kids are finishing school, everyone is in holiday mode. And there's just this energy in the air that says rules don't apply right now. Okay. But here's what's interesting. We treat December like it's some kind of free pass. Okay. Like the laws of physics somehow change between December 1st and January the 1st. Like calories just don't count if they consumed at a Christmas party. Like you can just drink 4 nights a week and still wake up feeling sharp and ready to dominate your business. And here's the thing, you can't, right? The math just doesn't work. Your body doesn't care that it's December. Your metabolism doesn't take a holiday because you've decided to. And this is a challenge for me as well, guys. Like I mentioned in the last, did I mention in the last podcast? No, maybe not. I don't know. I'll mention it now anyway. So I'm going to Cancun in about, 18 days or so. It's going to be all the family around. So it's going to be me, my 2 boys, my wife, my parents, 2 brothers, who have both got 2 kids each and their wives. So that's 4, 8, 12, 14. Cousins are going to be there. There's going to be, gosh, who's calling me? Let me just tell my wife that I'm doing podcast. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, so there's going to be at least over 20 of us. And we are kind of booked into an all-inclusive resort. So there's going to be a lot of food and a lot of drink. I stopped drinking something like 3 years ago, which I'll come to later on in the podcast. So I don't really drink. Like I wouldn't say I don't drink. Like I might still have a drink now and again, but I haven't drank for like 3 years. So I don't know. I just don't like the taste of it. Anyway, so there's going to be a lot of temptations. And it's like, okay, how the fuck do I manage my body and my calories when I'm out? So it's about control, not perfection, right? So it's a challenge as well, which I'm going to work around once I get there. And maybe I'll be able to work out, maybe I won't. So we'll see how that goes. But in any case, I'll be doing the minimum effective dose, and that is just getting my steps in. Just because, well, if you're going to sit around and eat all that food, the temptation is to just eat and eat and eat. At least when you move, you've got all that excess energy and you actually start to digest the food better and don't look like some kind of a blown up seal walking up to the swim bar, right? And sort of like my brothers and my cousins all drink like typical Iraqis. They just drink like fish. So I'm going to be the odd one out, watching everybody drinking their faces silly. first thing, like from the first thing they do. What's the word I'm trying to say? From the, should we say, right from the very beginning of the day, right? They're going to be drinking. Sort of. So we'll see how that goes. And and it's going to be quite a challenge because, like, environment sort of pulls you in. But anyway, I digress. So I was talking to a buddy of mine last week, a successful guy, runs a proper business, and he's always on top of his game. And he said something that sort of struck with me. He's like, every year I tell myself December is going to be different. And every year I end up in the same place on January 2nd, feeling like I need to dig myself out of a hole I created in 3 weeks. Now, does that sound familiar? Because here's what happens. You start off with good intentions. I'm going to enjoy myself, but I'm going to be smart about it. And then you've got your first work due. Right, no big deal, okay? You have a few drinks, you eat well, enjoy yourself. That's cool. That's what December is for. But then there's like the team lunch on Thursday. And then there's a Friday drinks that turn into Friday night. And then your wife's friend is having a thing on Saturday. And Sunday as well, you're like recovering. So you're eating whatever's easy. And before you know it, you're a week and a half into December and you haven't trained properly once. You've drank more in 10 days than you do in a month. And your genes already sort of are feeling different. And that's when the mental game starts, right? Screw it. I've already messed up. Might as well enjoy the rest of the December and start fresh in January. And you know what I call that? It's called surrender. Okay. You're surrendering 3 weeks of your life to chaos and calling it enjoying the holidays. Now, before you think I'm standing here telling you not to enjoy December, let's just sort of rewind and be clear. I'm not, okay? I socialize every December. I don't drink, like I mentioned earlier. I stopped drinking like 3 years ago. I just don't like the taste of it. But I eat whatever I want within reason every December. Like, you're not going to have me on friggin' a Christmas Day, like, sort of like eating with getting the scale out in front of like family and friends and stuff. It's like I don't do that, but like, one day is not going to do any harm. It's again, but it's being smart about it. Like, for example, I wouldn't have 3 plates of the rice and the turkey or the beef, okay, and then have the pudding and then have alcohol and then have everything else. No, I might have one or the other. Okay, so I might have a plate. Okay, fill my plate up more than usual with some meat and have a bit of gravy or whatever, and have the dessert as well. Okay, I let my, I'm more relaxed about my food. I let my brain relax a bit. But here's the difference, right? And this is what I want you to really hear. I don't surrender. I don't go into December hoping for the best. I go in with a plan. I make conscious decisions about when I'm going to get let loose and when I'm not. And we're talking about food here, okay? But the same strategy can be with alcohol as well. And by the time January rolls around, I'm not starting from behind. I'm not carrying guilt. I'm not looking in the mirror and thinking, gosh, here we go again, right? So today's episode is called Your Standards Aren't Seasonal, because December doesn't change who you are. It just tests what you'll tolerate. And today we're talking about how to socialize, drink and eat and still walk into January feeling dangerous instead of regretful. If you already caught yourself tugging at your shirt a little differently this month, or loosening the belts one notch earlier than you planned, you already know what this episode is about. And here's why here's why I've seen this play too many times, guys. Like, you know, the feeling on January 2nd, right? Not on New Year's Day, because we all give ourselves a pass on that one. But like January the 2nd, when you wake up and the fun is over and you're standing and looking in the mirror, and there's just like this weight on you. Your face is like a bit puffy, and he's like looking at your stomach thinking, it's just water retention, right? And I'm not just talking about the physical weight. It's like the guilt here, right? The feeling of, here we go again. And it's like scrolling through the sort of the photos from the holidays, right? And noticing your face looks puffier, not puffer. Puffer is like the jacket. It's avoiding certain camera angles. It's that voice in your head saying, fuck, how did I let myself get like this again? I knew better, right? Or maybe it hasn't hit you yet. Maybe you're still in November thinking. You're probably thinking, I'll deal with this later. All right. Maybe you think you're still in November in your thinking. But you can probably already feel it creeping in, can't you, right? That little voice that knows, all these, like, knows it's December, and with all these parties, all these dinners, and, all these drinks. And that quiet dread that by the time the calendar flips to January, you're going to be starting from scratch again. And here's what kills me about this whole thing. Like, you work fucking hard all year. You get some momentum going. Maybe you even had a decent year with your fitness, right? Your body, your health. And then December rolls around, and it's like someone pulls the emergency brake on all of it, right? And like, I get it. I really do. Because December is not like every other month, is it? It's this weird pressure cooker of social obligations, end of year celebrations, family gatherings, work parties. There's this unspoken expectation that you're supposed to let loose, supposed to indulge, supposed to just not care for a few weeks, right? But here's what nobody tells you. That few weeks ends up costing you months on the other side. And here's what usually happens. Like, December rolls around and it's like, people just completely lose a plot. They're eating everything, drinking everything, barely moving. And then, surprise, surprise, they wake up in January feeling like absolute garbage, feeling like shit, right? And then comes a whole new year, new me speech that we've all heard 1,000 times, And here's what I want you to understand. Like, circumstances don't change in December. Your standards don't have to. Yeah, you've got more parties, more events, more temptations. Those are all circumstances. But the standards you hold for yourself, those are yours to keep or abandon. And most people abandon them without even realizing it. And look, I've been doing this kind of coaching for years now, and December is hands down the most dangerous month. It's like when people pack on more weight than every single other month of the year. And like, when I used to go into December drinking, yeah, I was in corporate as well, and I used to be in like, we had the work parties and dinners and everything else and social events. And I was still going there, and like, I'll have a plan of what I'm going to do. So I'll go in there, maybe, for example, into a work party and think, you know what? Today I'm going to have maybe 2 drinks, and then I'll stop. Okay. So I'll still have fun. Okay. So we December is like the sort of the most dangerous month. Maybe summer gives it a run for its money, but in my experience, December is like when the real damage happens. Yeah, you got the summer and you got holidays and all that, but December just seems to like hit most people. And you know what really kills me? And these are often the same people who are crushing it with business goals, making sure that they hit their year-end targets, planning everything down to the last detail. But when it comes to their body, their health, their food, zero planning, like nil, nothing, nada. And like, you don't need more information. You already know exactly which events are going to cause damage if you don't decide in advance. You know which dinners are going to be the most dangerous ones. You know which work parties have the open bar that's going to tempt you. You know which family gatherings always end with the face down the dessert table. You know this already. Like when I go into Arabic weddings, they have an open bar, especially down in Toronto. So then when I used to drink, that was like the real danger. It's like, right, this got this open bar. Like, what do I do? The good thing, yes, I was a lightweight. Okay, so I used to have like 2 drinks and then like that's it. I'm like kind of gone. So I had to make sure that I eat plenty of food to be able to drink loads. Let me tell you actually guys a little story. And one time that I had this excess amount of alcohol, it was during my bachelor party about 20 something years back. We're all at someone's house, like for this bachelor party, me and my wife, and the boys like they're kind of like, I don't drink a lot. I didn't used to drink a lot anyway. So the boys are like, right, we're gonna make him drink. So I had 4 guys literally grabbing two of them, grabbing my arms, another one passing the drink, and another one grabbing my legs. Right, and they just like had this bottle of whiskey, this massive bottle of whiskey that they just like put in my mouth and made me drink. Gosh, that was a horrible night. Anyway, um, your problem isn't knowledge, right? Your problem is that most people don't struggle with food in December. They struggle with giving themselves permission strategically instead of emotionally. Right? And here's what I've learned. You don't lower your standards because it's December. You just discover what they really were. And look, I'm not standing here on some moral high ground, okay? I'm in shape and have been for some time. And guess what? I still socialize in December. I still eat whatever I want within reason, especially Christmas week, as what I've said. As I said earlier, I'm more relaxed about my food. But the difference is that I manage it, I plan it out. I don't wing it and just like hope for the best, okay? December doesn't kill your progress. Comfort does. The biggest issue that I see, and I mean this, is that people don't manage their expectations. Like there's zero forward planning. You wouldn't run your business like that. So like, why are you running your business, your body in this manner? And here's what most people don't get. It's not the food that you're making at home that's messing you up. It's the restaurants, the parties, the work events, right? All those workplaces where, yeah, the food and the booze are sitting there available, and this is important, there's a huge difference between something being available and you actually choosing to consume it. The men who stay lean in December don't have better willpower. They just want to respect themselves more than they want the moment. That's it. That's the difference. Okay, here's what I want you to do right now. Okay, if you can, if not, then maybe tonight. I want you to get a pen and paper out, or maybe open your notes app, or even easier, just pull out your calendar. And I want you to count up every single social occasion you've got from now until New Year's Eve. Every party, every work thing, every dinner, every drinks night. I want you to write them all down. And then this is where it gets real. I want you to look at that list and get brutally honest with yourself, like real brutally honest. Which of these occasions do you actually want to let loose at? Where do you genuinely want to eat more, drink more, celebrate properly? And which ones, be honest now, are you just going to out of habit? And you know the ones I'm talking about, the events that you really don't want to overindulge, but you probably will anyway, because it's just what you've always done. Right? Because here's the thing, unplanned December always becomes a planned January recovery. Every single time. And I had this conversation with a client a few weeks back. He was worried about falling back into old patterns. Didn't want to undo all his progress from me from the entire year. Does that sound familiar? So I asked him the same thing. How many occasions do you actually have where there's going to be temptation to overeat or overdrink? He counted them up. About 12, he said. 12 chances to either keep his progress, sabotage it, or find some balance. Then I asked him, out of those 12, which ones do you genuinely want to enjoy yourself, like really want to? 6, just 6. See the difference? That's half. If you're being more relaxed on 6 occasions instead of 12, you're in a completely different position. By the end of the month, the maths just works out better. Here's what I think, right, a real win looks like for most people. Go into December as lean as you can, and some come out the other side in roughly the same condition, having still had fun. And you can still do it. It's still like not like first 10 days of December, right? And I know that's not sexy. Some of you probably want to hear that you can drop even more body fat in December, right? And you can. You absolutely can, while still having fun. I've done that loads of times by myself, and I've done that with clients as well, without giving up their social life or their favorite foods or going out to restaurants. Life is about fun. And look, if you're just starting your health journey, like if you're just beginning, and maybe you will, especially if you've been overdoing it for months. But for most people, maintaining while still enjoying yourself is a massive achievement. You can still maintain your progress and not put on body fat. You don't have to lose body fat in December. And that means you've got to train more consistently than you have in the last few Decembers. That means eating better food on most days than you have previously. That means moving your body more. And yeah, giving yourself to have permission to have fun and drink more and eat more on the occasions that actually matter to you. Because weak decisions feel great in the moment. Strong decisions feel great for months. And look, real control in December is silent. Nobody applauds it, right? No one even notices it. But you do. You wake up on the 2nd of January and you know what you did. You know what you didn't do. That's the difference between you and the mirror. Okay? When you cave into pressure at events you don't even want to overindulge at, you're fulfilling other people's needs at the expense of your own happiness. And even if you don't feel it in the moment, like, trust me, you're going to feel it later. Here's how I think about it. Every time you override yourself socially, every time you eat or drink more than you actually wanted to because of the situation you find yourself in, you're taking out a short-term loan on your energy, your mood, and your confidence. And January is when the repayment starts. The guilt, the low energy, that hits your confidence and mood. There's always a debt to pay when you overconsume, whether it's food, booze, or both. The question is, are you going to be strategic about when you take out these loans, or are you just going to rack up the debt all month long and deal with the consequences later? So again, here's what I want you to do. Put out your calendar, look at every social event coming up, write down when you're genuinely going to let loose, and when you're going to drink more, eat more, and celebrate properly. Then write down the other occasions, the ones where you're going to be more disciplined, and where you're not going to drink, where you're going to make better food choices. On those social occasions where you're going to enjoy yourself, great. What can you do that week to earn it? Can you get your training sessions in? Can you move more? Can you stick to your normal eating plan the rest of the week? It's not magic, it's just logic, right? And again, a simple strategy, if you're eating 2,000, 3,000, let's say 3,000 calories a week, a day or a week, 3,000 calories a week, and you're going to have fun at these occasions, then it's about budgeting. Okay, so maybe you take out 500 out of, gosh, if you're going out on a Friday, then Monday to Thursday you go down by 500 calories every day, as an example. Okay, that gives you 2,000 calories to play around with, over and beyond what you normally eat. Okay, so now you've got 5,000 calories to play with, if that's something that you're looking to do. If we're going to play it this way, you can move your body more. Instead of getting 10,000 steps, you can get 15, 20. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, especially if you're busy. But again, it's about what you value most. Okay. And if you're looking to go and enjoy yourself, then something is going to give. Okay. So look, discipline is not made over feelings or emotions. It's made on your word, on your bond. The most successful people in life have habits that match who they want to be. Your habits need to be congruent with the outcome you want. And that's what this whole exercise is about. And here's the thing. The only promise that matters in December is the one that you make to yourself when nobody's watching. Not the promises that you make at the party, not what you tell your buddies, the quiet one, the private one. That's the one that counts. And you don't need to be extreme. You just need to stop being loose with your identity. The better you manage your food and alcohol in December, the better you're going to feel in January. It's as simple as that. And you're going to start the year on the front foot instead of playing catch up. And look, I get it, okay? I used to think December was a month to just do whatever I wanted. And yeah, I stayed in reasonable shape because I was in the gym. But it would take me a week or two to really get my energy back in January. And if you run a business, you've got big goals for the year, for the next year. You don't want to spend the first 2 weeks of just trying to get your head straight. You want to hit the ground running, because you don't wake up in January behind. You arrive there deliberately. At the end of December, you don't answer to your friends, your family, or your calendar. You answer to the man in the mirror. So that's how you avoid getting fat in December without missing out on the social life. Plan it out, be strategic, be honest with yourself about what you actually want. If you do nothing else after this episode, just circle the first 2 or 3 events that actually matter to you and protect everything else. You got this. If you find this episode helpful, share it with another leader, because that's how we spread the word. And as I keep saying, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss more truth bombs like this one. And follow me on the socials on Facebook, facebook.com, Marwan Killu, and LinkedIn, I am at Marwan Killu Fitness. And if you really want to go the extra mile, then just leave me a positive review. All right, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode.